All right, there's been a lot of talk online about whether certain candidates for the Shelby County mayor's race are qualified to run for the party, so we'll try to bring some clarity to the process. Shelby County primary elections are May 5th, so we're going to talk mostly about the Democratic Party because most of the speculation online is about the county mayoral race. Here are the candidates here that you're seeing on your screen. So I sat down with Shelby County Democratic Party Chair Willie Simon, who pointed to the party's primary board for being responsible for vetting each candidate's ability to run as a Democrat. He also said the criteria that was leaked online serves as more of a guideline for their consideration process. So that document states that the bona fide Democrat checklist is voted in at least 3 of the last 5 Democratic primaries. The second one is active participation in Democratic organizations. Third, public statements and campaign messaging align with Democratic values. The fourth one, donated to Democratic candidates or causes in the last 2 election cycles, and the 5th one, volunteerism or leadership in Democratic campaigns or outreach. Now, here's the message Chair Simon wanted to stress to anyone accusing the Democratic Party of trying to oust any candidate.
I just want to make sure that people understand that the Democratic Party is not into going and actually canceling people, but we are more into making sure that people are aligned with democratic processes and making sure that they run a race that is reflective of the people in their community that represents democratic values. Because you could choose to run any other with any other party, but if you choose the Democratic Party, we're going to make sure you're aligned with democratic values.
All right, so to open up this conversation is the one person at the table who's had this experience yourself. So Deidre, take us through the process. What is the process, and is it a valid process from the Democratic side?
So it's a very valid process, because if you look at what the requirements are for the state, you just have to be a Shelby Countyan for a year. It doesn't say you've had to vote in a primary or anything. So I'm really glad that, you know, the Shelby County Democratic Party has a process. I think it's important that you've been involved in democratic politics. You have that democratic philosophy, that you've at least voted in Democratic primaries, because if you haven't, how do we know that you're a Democrat? I mean, we have to go and look at those voting records to make sure that you're solid, right? And participating and donating to other like-minded candidates makes all the sense in the world. This primary board has a job, and that job is to vet candidates across the board that say that they want to run under the Democratic Party banner, and that is important. It's very, very important. They have a very important job to do.
Right. I want to be specific here. There is one candidate that is the one that's going viral on social media about whether or not she is qualified. That's Dr. Marie Fagans. So her name's been thrown out there on social media. Otis, out of this checklist of 5, which Mr. Simon said was just basically a guideline, do you think Dr. Fagans or any of the candidates, do they meet this criteria?
Well, I can't speak for the other candidates. I do know that all of them have been around for a long time. They've been involved in democratic politics. They've held office before. So, I mean, obviously, I think they have. I think this is directly at Dr. Marie Fagans, and because she only registered to vote late last year. So she can't be involved in these election cycles. You know, I think this is another example of 2 things can be true at the same time. Maybe they are trying to get some capable Democratic candidates to be their nominee, but also trying to make sure that somebody who has not been around for a long time is not running under the banner. And again, primaries are set up by the parties. They're not set up by the Election Commission. And so they have a right to say who gets to run under their banner and who does not. Let me make one quick, and I know we're going to talk about Republicans probably next week, but my sources tell me that the Republicans had been trying to get former Mayor Mark Luttrell to run again. And he decided, after a lot of coaxing, that no, I'm not doing this, and I think I understand why. You know, he is the one that has had a lot of crossover support in running for sheriff and for mayor, but this is 2026. This is not 2010.
That's right.
We have seen a petition pulled for the Republican side on the county mayor's race. I believe it's David Henson, and Michael Antonio's in my ear, our producer. Can you verify that? Was it David Henson? And he's going to check on that for me real quick. Okay. But we are going to get into the Republican side to make sure it's balanced, of course. But that is Great news. I mean, just interesting news there, Otis. So, Sam, I do want to ask you, just in any of your political reporting and whatnot, have you ever seen this much attention on the bona fide process and whether or not anybody's been what is the word?
Debonified.
Debonified. Thank you.
Debonified.
It doesn't really ring off my tongue.
Yeah, I'm going to misremember the year because it was a long time ago and I'm getting a little older. Sorry, y'all. But State Representative John D. Barry.
John DeBerry.
Yes.
Right.
John D. Barry was a longtime Democratic representative. And then he was debonified for essentially votes he took as a member of the legislature.
Exactly.
And then he ran as independent and got absolutely skunked.
Yeah, he did.
He got absolutely skunked when he then later ran as an independent. But yeah, that's happened before. So there's precedent for this. I'm just also going to throw this out there, just as a political reporter. It'd be interesting if Dr. Maria Fagans is not on the ballot as a Democrat, and she decides maybe as an independent. Again, her anti-establishment message, right? Her message of the swamp is against me, right? Very, very reminiscent of the 47th president of the United States.
Yes.
But again, it's playing into that message's hands. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have to put a pin in that because we want to turn our attention now to two of our panelists here. Otis and Deidre are going to be involved in a statewide discussion on National Day of Racial Healing. So I'll let you all take it away.
Yeah, very briefly, and Deidre, you can add to this. This is the first year that the state of Tennessee has been involved in this. And it is a day right after the Martin Luther King holiday on Monday. We're doing this on Tuesday at First Baptist Broad, and it's designed to foster conversation about the necessity of having racial healing in our community. This is not an accusatory or blaming anybody. This is just coming together to have a conversation around a very vital topic right now.
The Kellogg Foundation has been doing this for 10 years, and this will be Tennessee's first time participating. So we're really excited about that, and my good friend right here is going to facilitate the discussion.
And we have a great panel to do.
Great
And it's
panel.
at First Baptist Church Broad, which our other friend,
Right.
Pastor Norman.
And he's on the panel.
And we love that. All right, thank you guys for sharing that. Thank you all for being here. Great discussion. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us next week for ABC24 This Week.